Your biggest desire as a non duality student should be to be wrong. I was just thinking how my biggest desire as a non duality teacher is to be wrong, to be proven that I am describing this completely wrong and have been since the beginning, because that means there's a better way to describe it. And for a non duality student, if your biggest desire is to be wrong, that means that you're literally on the right path. Because if you are in duality, you cannot see non duality. So if you can just go, okay, everything that I think of is wrong, then you're practicing non duality. It's not two. Like literally every thought is a divisive thought. And this is the same for me trying to express this. Every way I can think of to try to tell you how to be yourself, how to figure out who you are, is just like wrong. There's got to be better ways to do it. So I am constantly studying, how do other people talk about it? Are there any sort of methods that are coming up that are working for people? I'm constantly searching for enlightenment stories and how exactly did someone go from not understanding to understanding? And it's basically in a flash, like there can be a slow burn to get to the point where you're willing to go, oh, I'm me. But always there's an actual recognition that happens. So the more wrong I am, the better off it is for everybody. Because if I can think of better ways to express this, then you, simply watching my videos, are going to be able to get it. Back to you as the student. The more you can just admit that something is off, something's just not quite right in the way you perceive reality. There's nothing wrong with reality. There's nothing wrong with truth. There's nothing wrong with you. There is just your habit of perception. And, looking at it from the point of non duality, it's like where you're perceiving from. If you're trying to perceive the world out of your assumptions and out of your descriptions, you're going to always be wrong. What we want is to have no filter at all between us and reality. And that's the reality that we call the outside reality. I guess that's whatever's not in your body, and the inside reality, which is what's inside your body. And so here's a funny little thing that I've thought of to explain it better. So see, I'm getting better at this. We tend to think our inner world is just our thoughts and feelings. Why do we divide that off right there? Why isn't our inner world our heart beating? Why isn't our inner world our blood pumping? That's inner world as much as what you think is happening when you shut your eyes, right? Look, my eyes are open. Oh, I'm in the outer world. Oh, now I'm in the inner world. Like, really? Did anything change at all? No. And so that's why heart beating happens whether or not your eyes are open or closed. We're trying to get into reality. We're trying to take our perception and turn it into a tool that we use to live rather than an addiction to the past and the future and our ideas and blah, 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 blah. So the more We can just be wrong. And it's a tough one too, because when you suddenly see that you've done something wrong, you have to be on your toes to like go yes, rather than, react with shame and guilt and blah, 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 and all those terrible things. So we're wrong. I am absolutely wrong in the way I'm describing this. I know there's a better way to do it. I'm looking to find that. You are wrong in your interpretation of it. The second that you understand what enlightenment is, you're there. And that's why it's a total waste of time to try to imagine what it's like or try to describe what it's going to be. Every imagination you have about it is wrong. Every thought you have about it is wrong. Everything you've ever read in a book is wrong. What you think I'm saying right now, your interpretation of what I'm saying right now, wrong. This is why non-duality is so fun.